Hi everybody, part 2 of the Tron Sam Flynn review. Why I'm doing this is because first time around it came out really dark, which I was really disappointed with. So yeah, decided to do part 2, and there was a few other things I discovered about the figure as I played with him a bit more and after I did the review. And also I'll be saying a few words about the movie. So anyway, I will recommence with the part 2 review with box door open of the Sam Flynn Tron figure. Now, he's still got blue tack on his feet. Even though he stands well, where I've got him, he's a little high up, so I don't want him falling off. So I had to pluck him off that shelf. But yeah, part 2 of this review. Now, like I said last time, extremely impressed with this guy, because, you know, in comparison to what's out there now with all the other science fiction based toys, I think he's one of the most impressive, as I stated last time. Now, I did show the packaging. I'll show it once again in case you don't watch the first review. I think it's nicely presented. Tron Legacy review, Disney logo. Now, where was I? Or was I online or something? Now, on this packaging, the Australian one, it's just nothing but text. There is no images whatsoever of the other characters from this deluxe line or the core figure line. It's just simply text, as I was saying. But anyway, the front is the same, but with the, I don't know, might have been in a specialty shop or something, or I saw something online, but on the backs of the American ones, because I've seen the American released figures, it has images of upcoming figures. So yeah, I thought it was rather odd, because any toy you buy really, on the back of the card it advertises other characters that will be available down the track, or are in that current line. But yeah, like I said, the front's quite nice, Sam Flynn, all that sort of stuff. You know, went over the impulse projection technology, of course, in my last review. But anyway, I've seen the film, really impressed with the film. I absolutely loved it. I know what this non-threatening looking pattern is for. I'm not going to say because I don't want to ruin it for those who haven't seen the movie. But, like I said, it fits in his hand quite nicely. I discovered that the identity disc fits nicely in his left hand, and of course plugs on the back. Oh, he is on, good. I wasn't too sure if he was switched on because I switched him off so I wouldn't waste battery power. Disc plugs into the back quite well, rather snug. I won't go over articulation. Oh, okay, no, that's right, I did have a gripe about his very odd leg articulation. I don't like that articulation. I've got Iron Man figures from the first film that have very similar ball joints, and it's stupid. It's really finicky and stupid. But yeah, so I don't like that. But yeah, as I was saying, I thought there was no articulation up and down wise for his feet, but you can move them up and down, side to side. You know, he's got that motion at least. There's no, oh hang on, yes there is, sorry, knee movement. Again, sometimes it's a little hard to see the joints on this character. But you know, front wise, I think detail he is very spot on to the film character. I think he's really nice. And also the back is very nice. You know, as I stated in my last review, I think they should have painted the glow paint on his identity disc, and I think it would have been nice just on the other stripes on the costume as well. But sure, this lights up, which is pretty cool. See, as I also discovered that it has 3 different modes. Of course, your off mode, one on mode where you press the button and the face and the chest illuminate, and there is of course animation in the face and speech. Or again, you just do that once, the chest light up, and then you get that, which is really nice. Again, that's what above all impressed me. Is there other stuff out there like that currently, toy-wise? No. I had some gripes about Star Wars. I love Star Wars, I do. I've grown up with it and big time fan. And my next review actually will be some Star Wars figures when I'm done here. But you know, in Australia, you pay a fair bit for collectibles. You really do. Well, especially when I watch reviews of what people in America pay. I know it's comparison dollar-wise and all that sort of stuff, but what you guys pay, don't complain, honestly. Compared to what we pay, it's very expensive. Like I said, he was about $18.75, but despite that, he was worth the cost. He really is, because of what he does, the electronics and the animation feature. But as I was saying with Star Wars, you can pay up to $20 for the current vintage line, or even other just basics between $15 to $18. Great representation of the film or current animation characters. Articulation is wonderful, because I actually bought Pre Vizsla recently, and the Yoda. I'm not a huge fan of those figures. I do like the series, the current animated series. I'm quite impressed with it as a long-time fan. But I did purchase recently Yoda and Pre Vizsla, and yeah, he's really nice. I've got him in a really nice pose. I just opened him up. I didn't care. I just thought, nah, I can't keep him in the packaging. And the reason why I bought Pre was because, well, the whole connection of Mandalorian Warriors and obviously Boba Fett. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. But yeah, it's just an overall, going over second going over of the toy, because like I said, the last review was quite rough. I recently had surgery, so I was a little bit out of it at the time. Sorry if I sounded nasally, because I did have sinus surgery. Hopefully I sound a lot better now. You can understand what I'm saying to you. Hopefully it's not just because of the Australian accent. But yeah, he's wonderful. I'm extremely impressed. I will be buying more down the track, as I stated in my last review. Again, I just haven't had the time to go buy more with Christmas and all that, and of course you spend money on presents. Now it's mid-January, things are settling down, so I'll no doubt be popping up Big W again to purchase more of these guys. I did discover that only with the core figures you can pop them in the light cycles, because you can buy Kevin Flint light cycle, and also there was, I believe you can buy another light, I can't remember off the top of my head, another light cycle, and you can pop a core figure in, and apparently there's lights up interactive and all that, has interactivity and all that sort of stuff, which is really nice. But yeah, with these guys, they're not releasing, as far as I know to date, there is no light cycle for this scale. A bit disappointed with that. That would have, I think it would have been really nice if he came with a light cycle of his scale, which I would have obviously bought separately. You can, of course, if you don't already know this, you can buy the light cycles. You can get Clue's light cycle, and of course his, but it already comes with a figure molded into the light cycle, and they're, of course, in their look, they've got the helmet on and all that to obviously do, match the light cycle and the sequence, which is an amazing sequence, might I add. But anyway, enough about him. But yeah, he still, despite that, don't like that. And of course, that's a given. Articulation in the head. He still gets 5 identity discs from me, because he is fan-bloody-tastic. Very impressed with him. Wow. But I'll just quickly say a bit about the film, not to give away too much for those who haven't seen it. I saw it several weeks ago at a movie marathon. I saw it in 3D. I'm not a hater of 3D if it's done right. Again, it's like any film technique. It's how you utilise the technology, and it was utilised perfectly for this film. And it's used for the right moments. It really is. I was not only just because of the visual aspect, which is such a given in modern film, because you can do whatever hell you want, visually now, but it does have a wonderful story. It really does. It has a really solid storyline, which I look for in science fiction, especially being a long-time fan, and you read particular books, or you even play particular games now, and the storylines just put a lot of science fiction films, modern science fiction films, to shame. They really do. It is a wonderful story, and it has a great universal appeal, as does a lot of past science fiction films do. It's all about the strength of a story, not just its visuals. and it has a universal appeal. I mean, that's the thing now. It's wonderful as District 9 is, and a lot of past, science fiction gems that have come up over the past 20 years. They're not exactly suitable for a broad audience, are they? I'm not to censor kids from seeing something District 9 because it's a fantastic movie. There is quite a few moments in it that just I feel are really inappropriate for young kids. Where something like Tron Legacy, you can take a child to it, and you don't have to worry about anything being in it that's going to freak them out too much. But yeah, it's kind of like along the lines of Star Wars in a way. It's a saga. And I did read recently there is going to be more, which is wonderful. And there's going to be an animated series, which is like, please, just more. The original film, sure, kids today would see it's rather quaint, the visual effects. It was a groundbreaking film for its day back in 1982. There's another misunderstood classic of that year. But yeah, this follow-up, of course, is visually superior, but it's a wonderful continuation of the original film. And yeah, if you haven't seen it, go see it. I mean, if you want to see it in 3D, if you don't mind spending the extra dollars, do. If you're happy to just see it in 2D, do. I probably, if I get the chance, I will see it again. Again, that gets 5 identity discs from me, because yeah, certainly ended 2010 perfectly in terms of science fiction. Aside from Inception, hell, I enjoyed Iron Man 2 despite the gripes, okay? I just enjoyed it. I'm not complaining about what Marvel is currently doing. I think they're going in the right direction. But anyway, that's enough from me. Just quickly, so I hope everyone had a great Christmas and a happy New Year. And yeah, I'll be doing part 2 what will be my third review, kind of / part 2 of my Star Wars Geonosis figures. These ones. I bought these before the Christmas, and these are really nice. Anyway, see you later.